How's it going, lads? It's your boy Brad bringing you guys episode 5 of the Porter's X2 podcast. And today we have a very special guest. It's going to be Caleb Ross.
Yes, sir. What's up, boys?
How you doing, Caleb? You want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Caleb Ross. My YouTube channel name is Caleb Ross. I have 1K subs on YouTube. I just passed my temps test today. Drove home from the DMV, which is about 30 minutes away. Almost died 3 times. It was great. It was fun.
That's going to be something interesting to talk about, Jesus.
And, it was fun.
If you guys didn't catch that, he does have 1K subs. So if you guys want to take half of his subscribers and then just steal them and put them onto my channel, that'd be amazing. But
I don't know about
that. But yeah, first thing I kind of want to dive in on, because it's kind of the background of the podcast. You guys will notice I'm not going to have any kind of background gameplay for this podcast, simply because I do not have enough time to put it in. But we do have the Zombies for Charity background as for our podcast background. And what's kind of your role for this Z4C thing?
So I am a player and an editor, you could say. So I made a hype trailer a couple days ago, which got very good reception.
Very dope.
No Thumbs Crew commented in that, and it was pretty dope. He said he liked it very much, and it was dope. I'm also a player. I'm on Team of the Undead, and apparently we're doing duo teams now for BO3 PC. So I'm on a team with Robin. It's just me and Robin on a team, and we're gonna try to get some extra points for our team.
That sounds great. Yeah, I also made a hype trailer. My trailer is nothing compared to Zazu's. My trailer is probably the worst one out of the 3, let's be honest. But yeah, if you guys don't know, I am a host for Zombies for Charity, so I will be hosting some of these events going on along with Legend. And did that thing you were talking about, the duo teams, did that just happen today or something? Because you said different yesterday.
It was. Yeah, so I was talking about it with Zazu. So yesterday, people don't know, but we recorded a podcast but had to leave early. So
yeah,
I talked about how me, Robin, Legend, and Zazu were all on a team for BO3 PC, but we couldn't find another team to compete. So we're just splitting it into duos, and whoever wins those challenges get extra points for their team. And then I didn't know. Apparently, Zazu thought about this a long time ago, and I remember him telling me, but I just forgot. And I went in the chat yesterday. I'm like, all right, so what should our team name be? He's like, didn't I tell you this before? And I'm like, oh, now I feel stupid. And Robin's like, yeah!
Oh, my God. Yeah, and like Caleb said, we did try to record a podcast yesterday. Didn't go over so well, kind of had to quit 3 minutes in. We are 3 minutes into this podcast, and we haven't been cut off yet, so that's kind of...
I don't know, I'm spelling my dinner.
Muy bueno. But, we do have a wide variety of topics to talk about during this podcast. The main one probably is going to be Endgame. And before those of you say, oh, they're spoiling Endgame, blah, 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 dickheads. No. If you go to the Russo brothers' Twitter...
Spoiler warning. Just take this as a big spoiler warning. And then you'll get hurt.
If you go to the Russo brothers' Twitter, they give everybody permission to spoil the movie. And a lot of people are wondering, a lot of people are asking why they're giving permission to spoil this movie. And it's because they want this movie to be a conversation piece. They don't want the movie to be something that people are not allowed to talk about because they're so afraid of spoiling it for someone else. They want people to actually to be able to talk about this movie, share their experiences, that stuff.
Yeah, well, I think people just need to kind of look on the bright side of spoilers. They did say that, but they also put in a tweet saying doesn't mean you need to go out yelling at people if they don't want to hear spoilers. It's just, don't be that guy that's if someone doesn't want to hear something, don't be like, oh, Iron Man dies. Don't be that guy.
The irony of everything you just said, saying that and then just screaming Iron Man dies.
Well, we already had a spoiler warning. So
True.
But if you're that guy that someone's just chilling at school and they're just like, yeah, I kind of want to watch it for myself, kind of want to experience it for myself. Oh yeah, Thanos gets killed twice. You're like, oh, okay, thanks, man. Captain America gets old. He marries Peggy. All right, chill out, bro. I want to watch it myself. He wields Mjolnir. Okay, all right, you need to chill out, bro, before I kill you.
Did you see my tweet where I said 4 spoilers?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So much people got mad at me, and then I just sent the picture of the Russo brothers tweet.
Yeah, But again, like, you're allowed to bring it up as a topic, but I wouldn't be a dirtbag like you and post on Twitter.
Hey. First of all, if it's a tweet, people have the option of reading tweets. They can see the first thing where it says Black Widow. Oh, just gonna scroll past. Can't see that tweet. You know. But if it's in a group chat, I understand being pissed. If it's an actual tweet, you can scroll past it easily without reading it. That's what I did before I saw Endgame. Speaking of also with Endgame, I watched it for like the 9th time today because I do have it on my phone, so I can just watch it whenever I want. And
Yeah.
what a movie. This movie, bro, it brings a tear to my eye every time I watch this movie. There's just so much going on, and it's so hard to get used to because it's so fresh. Everything from Tony dying to Black Widow dying, just...
That was surprising. Out of every character they have dying, I would not have guessed Black Widow.
I wouldn't have guessed it either. I honestly thought that it would have been one of the more... I don't know. I think in my head, I thought it was going to be Rhodey.
Yeah, see, my guesses of dying were rather Hawkeye because, he's literally been in 2 movies of, 22. And or Iron Man, because I already knew he was going to die because his contract's up. So it's common sense that he was going to die, and he was going to have to sacrifice something. But it's not the information. Like, the thing I got about spoilers is I accidentally got it spoiled for me Wednesday, the day before I saw it, because someone changed their Twitter header to I think they said they said Hulk kills Thanos, Iron Man dies, and I'm like, okay, well. If they literally named their Twitter that, so if you're just scrolling through, you look at your notifications, that's the first thing you saw.
That's
and I thought it was such a dirtbag move, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even that mad because it's not the spoiler that's the big thing. It's just how it happens. Yeah. I would have been mad if they told me Captain America wields Mjolnir, because I would never have guessed that.
I got told that before I watched it.
Dang.
I got told basically everything. I got told Black Widow was gonna die. I got told fucking Iron Man was going to die, which I already guessed. I already guessed he'd be the one to wield the Infinity Stones. But
I didn't guess he would do that. I thought I was going to be like, all right, how is Hulk going to kill Thanos? And he didn't kill Thanos. I'm like, so that...
I never saw that.
False.
I never saw that thing, anybody say Hulk was going to do it.
So here's a cool story for you. So we have this thing called Schoology at our school, which is basically, it's kind of like a social media thing for our teachers to contact us, but it's not really social media because we can't really contact other students. But we can contact our teachers. They can send course notes, meaning it sends it to our whole class and saying, oh, reminder, do your work or whatever. So we have this library course, and no one knew we had it because we don't touch the library because we don't get a grade or you get anything, so it's just kind of there. But one of these kids at my school named Hassan, he went on to the library thing, checked it out, saw that everybody in the school was connected to it.
Oh God, don't say
the members.
Everybody
everybody in the school is connected to it. He figures out that he can post course updates, meaning when he sends something, it will send to the whole school. This thing that he posts will send to the whole school.
Oh no!
Everyone's emails will light up. Everyone will talk about it. I was sitting there in class, or I was sitting actually. It was before school started, so we were in the cafeteria with my friends, kind of enjoying breakfast, kind of talking a little bit like we usually do every day. And I get an email, right? Course update from Hassan. Hulk dies in Endgame. And the thing about Hassan is he works at AMC Theater, so he could be a reliable source, but he could not be. It says Hulk dies in Endgame. And this was on a Wednesday, so it was the day before the pre-premiering, the fan events, which I was going on Thursday, and this was on a Wednesday. And when I saw that, I was like,
oh no.
Well, this man,
about to get jumped.
He's going to get jumped. And we were like, there's no way there's no way he meant to post on here, because we look over, we see him, he's literally at the table right next to us. We look over him, he's so calm, all of his friends are calm, he's just sitting there on his phone. And then we see 2 kids approach him, talking to him, and then he's joking around with them. Then we see 2 more kids.
Oh no!
And then, as soon as we're walking along, he never got jumped, by the way, because he said it's a fake spoiler. He said he was just saying that just to mess with everyone. And obviously, if you've seen the movie, you know it's fake.
Yeah.
But literally, the next thing that happened is another person posted a course update, and then another person, and then another person, and then everybody started posting course updates. My phone has spams of emails. I could read some of them right now. My phone had spam. This guy named Richard Lee, he's a legend. because he tried to sell some marijuana on it.
Oh my god, did he get
Literally
suspended?
got suspended the period after he posted it. I have to go down to it, but it was crazy, and they took it off, so you can't post course updates anymore. Like let's see here. There's a guy who posted pictures of nudes of people.
Hey, you wanna send those my way?
Like it up. So guys, we did it. We reached 250,000 subs by some random guy. Someone sent the sick emoji. Why are there toilets in the jewel rooms? I'm sorry, but the first law of thermodynamics are essentially to everyday life and needed to be addressed in joy. What? See, some of these I don't even get. Someone posted the whole script to the B movie.
I love that. Oh my god, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Oh, someone said stop shitting in the jewel rooms. Thanks. Can't wait to see you in ALC, fellas. ALC is like it's like a in-school suspension, meaning you just stay in a room for a whole thing. Feed the need. Someone sent a whole thing in Russian. Follow chicknug _v3 on Instagram, which is a meme page. Okay, all jokes aside, Thor and Captain Marvel flirt the entire movie, and by the end, you know they're gonna get together.
They low key do though. Like in the first,
Kinda.
They low key flirt
Kinda.
in the beginning, and then she gets the haircut.
Oh.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that hairdo.
Let's talk about that hairdo. When I saw she was wearing that haircut, I was like, "This is it. It's the beginning of the end. This is it."
I mean, hey, LGBT community, you kinda got what you wanted. You kinda got a lesbian.
Hey, actually, they didn't represent him enough because there's only one gay character at the beginning, and he didn't have enough freaking lines. He only had 2 lines, man. Come on, we need more.
Who was the gay character?
Jay Russo or Joe Russo.
Oh.
You watched the movie 9 times. I watched the movie once, and I know that.
Fuck you.
Joe Russo, the director, made a cameo in his own movie, and he was in when he was with Steve Rogers, like the coping session.
Oh, that.
And
okay, yeah, I know.
He was talking about how he was going on a date, and he said he. And they said, yeah,
okay.
he's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's the first openly gay character, I guess you can say, in the MCU.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I zoned out on that part.
I was kind of like, I was still like, I said this yesterday too. I was like, whoa, this is happening. This is real. I'm just like watching the movie. I'm like, I saw this in the trailer. I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm like, oh, there's Joe Russo. Or is it Anthony Russo? I don't know the difference. It's one of the Russos. It's the fat one. But I saw Joe / Anthony Russo. And I was like, there he is. Then he's like, he. And then they talked about dating. And I'm like, he's
Wait
gay.
a second.
He's gay.
That feller right there.
That ain't right.
Wait a minute.
That don't match up.
Okay, just gonna point that out there. We have no problem with gay people.
My sister's a married lesbian, so we're all good.
We just have a problem with the LGBT community shitting on Endgame because they feel like they're not represented. Like, that movie, like, I have a whole video on this. That movie is not meant to represent anybody. It's meant to represent everybody.
I can also see why they aren't mad, but I can also see why they aren't. And I see some people on Twitter saying, like, oh, we gave you Captain Marvel, you can't get enough. And I'm thinking, like, when does Captain Marvel represent LGBTQ? Because Captain Marvel's a woman. Yes, that's a great thing. A woman superhero is awesome.
Be a man. Their OG Captain Marvel was a dude.
Yeah, true. But I'm like, it's a woman that's not a part of the LGBTQ community. She's just a woman. That's a great thing for women, which I'm glad they got their own superhero, which Black Widow, I don't know why they, 1, killed her off, and 2, didn't give her own movie.
Let me go a little bit in depth with why they killed Black Widow. I'm pretty sure I know why, because I saw this tweet earlier, and it showed, like, oh, Tony Stark was an inspiration. Captain America showed something like the truest hero. And then it showed Black Widow, and it talked about her being the glue for the team. And if you go back and watch these movies, she really is the kind of glue to keep everything together. She helps Hulk, she helps Hawkeye, she kind of helps everybody out.
I didn't know. I'm still so confused. Come in. Alright, sweet, thank you. But, I'm not gonna worry about that. So, what's it called? God, now I lost my train of thought.
So I think they killed her just to kind of give it that little extra edge. I don't know. I can't say exactly why they killed her. That's just my guess.
say it's like, you know how all the Avengers were breaking off, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the three main ones. And if I would say the three main Avengers, I would say Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Those are the three main. Or I would say probably Thor instead of Black Widow. But Thor, I'd say, he's 1,000 years old. He is not going to die. He's going to stay in there for God knows how long. But what's it called? He has no path, so he's going to travel with the Guardians. And we just found out that there's a multiverse because of the recent Far From Home trailer.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so much stuff that can happen.
Bro, that trailer. I know we're getting we're jumbling around topics, but that's actually really good. I kind of want to talk about this trailer for Spider-Man. If you guys haven't seen it, I suggest you see it, but be careful because there is somewhat spoilers of Endgame. We have talked about it in this podcast, so it shouldn't really matter. If you made
spoilers to any movie, because I'm going to talk about this clip that I saw from Far From Home, and it's a clip that Jake Gyllenhaal himself brought to the Ellen DeGeneres show. And I don't know if you saw it, I actually retweeted it, but it's basically Peter Parker talking to Mysterio.
Yeah, I've seen that
and then Nick Fury comes up, and he basically says, "I'm a part of, or this is." He's like, "We could use you in my planet." And he's like, "I'm from Earth, like 833." He said, He's like, "I'm from Earth. He said, "I'm from Earth 833. This is Earth 616, which is the main MCU Earth."
Yeah.
Which is
Pointing
crazy.
Man Earth.
Yeah.
I think that's the same Earth, isn't it? Same one where the Pointing Man meme was born?
I think so, maybe.
I think it was. I think if you... Hold on. I have to look at this really quick. But, I'll get back to it. But I think, yeah, if you go to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, when Spider-Man 2099 goes back in time, I think it says Earth 61, whatever. But in this trailer, with this movie, Mysterio is supposed to be one of Spider-Man's, like, main and villains. Like, or a big villain.
Yeah, that's what he is
and now he's...
in the comics.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is... I think one of three things is going to happen. One, he's going to turn bad, which is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Two, he's going to remain a good character, and he's going to remain as, like, a person who's like, we're friends now. Or three, maybe, what if his multiverse Earth is destroyed? So he has to come to this Earth, and he does, but it ends up he was the one destroying his multiverse Earth, and he tries to do the same thing here.
That's actually very smart. What I was
But he can't do that plan because of the Hydra monsters. He can't do that.
Because if you
crazy.
If you look at the original trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home, they make him out to be a bad guy. Like, they talk about, like, he's with Peter. There's a scene where him and Peter are actually fighting, so we obviously know they're going to fight at some point.
Does he fight?
They kind of do. It doesn't show exactly
I saw,
happens.
what's it called? The thing I remember is him saying, "Stay back, kid, you don't want to handle this." And then him, like, flying, like, trying to stop the water pump. I don't see him fighting. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. I'm not gonna watch it out loud, so it's...
I think I remember seeing them fighting. I don't know if it was that, but Peter Parker was on top of some sort of arch, and Mysterio was there, and they looked like they were about to fight. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. But this movie is gonna be like fucking amazing. They talk about.
Oh, Parker's also wearing Stark's glasses. Did you see that?
I did see that.
That was cool. I like that nod.
They kind of want to turn Peter Parker into the next Iron Man.
Which is what he says in the trailer, too.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, they're going to turn War Machine into the next Iron Man. He wears the Iron Man suit." No. That would be way too predictable, and most of the people are saying that because it happens in the comics at some point. But the MCU is not supposed to be like the comics as we've seen from Endgame. It doesn't copy the comics, because in the comics, I think there's a version where Captain Marvel puts on the Infinity Gauntlet and brings everybody back and defeats Thanos. There's also, I think the other version is Tony Stark fucking snapping his fingers. I don't know. I haven't really read the comics. That's just hearsay. But
what if, do you know the What If series? You know how that's going to be a thing in Disney Plus?
Yeah.
What if they have they start the What If series, but instead of it being like, oh, what if Tony Stark didn't pick up the gauntlet, but someone else did? But what if instead of saying that, they like name a different Earth that it happened? Like Earth 166. Captain Marvel wielded the gauntlet. Oh, and Earth 122. Rhodey wielded the gauntlet.
I want to see what would have happened if they didn't defeat Thanos.
I think we all know what would happen.
There has to be an Earth out there where he completely... They got to that point where they get all the stones back, and he says the thing about how he has to erase everything and build a new one out of blood. There has to be a world that's like that. Like, in the multiverse, there has to be a world... Like how DC has Earth X, where Nazis win the war. There has to be some sort of Earth in the Marvel multiverse that has the fucking... you know what I'm trying to say. Has a world where Thanos wins.
What if Thanos travels back in time and goes to our MCU? But this is like after like Phase 4. Like this is like, I'm speaking like Phase 5, 2025, something like that. What if he makes a return somehow, but he's the one who wins? Like he's the one who won, but he doesn't know what defeat tastes like. And at this time, we'll have like the Eternals, Adam Warlock.
I really want to see an MCU Adam Warlock. Like, for those of you that haven't seen my Twitter, Adam Warlock is the character I want to see the most.
And honestly, if we're talking seriousness, I love Don Cheadle, and I would definitely love to see a War Machine standalone movie.
Yeah, War Machine standalone, that'd be kind of dope. And
name it Iron Man 4. I don't care. I'd love it.
They can do it too. Now that Iron Man's out of the picture, they can't really make him Iron Man's sidekick. They can kind of give him his own thing. One thing that I thought was interesting is that Falcon does not want his own standalone movie.
Yeah, and I think Captain America... What is there 3 Captain Americas? Captain America 4 will have him in it, because what would like him having the shield like give any reference for the future of the MCU? If he never gave him his shield, that's like saying, oh, he's not going to be in any more movies. But I feel like him giving his shield to him is symbolizing, hey, he's going to get his own movie. He's going to have some bigger part to play soon, and that's why Captain America gives it to him and not Bucky.
Marvel bought Fox back, so we're going to have a shit ton of movies.
Oh my god, dude, if I see Deadpool, I'm gonna flip it.
I want to see, like, Deadpool, yes. I want to see the X-Men so bad. I want to see
the X-Men
and them fucking...
It'd be kind of awkward, because it would be the X-Men minus the one speed guy, whatever his name is. Because he was... Quicksilver, because he was Wanda Romanoff's... Oh, not Wanda Romanoff's. He was, was it Wanda? Is that her name? Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch's brother, I think?
I mean,
and he got clapped real easily. To be a fast dude, he was terrible to be a fast dude.
I mean, they could do it. It's Marvel. They do a lot of dumb shit. They could do it where fucking that one was the fake one because Mind Stone created him. Or kind of, I think it was the Mind Stone that created both of them.
Yeah.
And
but like
the one with so he was created like that, and the one with X-Men has the mutant gene. They could do something like that where it's completely 2 different people.
And he'd be not named Quicksilver, but the Flash.
The Flash. Flash.
That would be funny.
You know what I thought was stupid with Marvel? Like, I get it, but it's so stupid.
What?
The fact they made DC change Captain Marvel into just Shazam.
Really?
Because Shazam's original name was Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And like it doesn't hurt their brand at all.
But I feel like it'd be kind of confusing. Like, oh, hey, you see Captain Marvel? Which one, Shazam or Captain Marvel?
True. I guess that's a good point.
I think it'd just be kind of like, oh, DC. I feel like DC wouldn't want to do that either, because I feel like people would be like, oh, Captain Marvel just came out. Shazam's come out named Captain Marvel. What are you guys doing? Copying us? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I'm just so used to calling him Captain Marvel, and I kind of like him more than the actual Captain Marvel.
I don't like Captain Marvel at all.
Yeah.
Her character is boring, and
she's like a brand new Iron Fist.
I liked Captain Marvel the movie because she actually had a big role in it, and she actually talked. I thought. And I'm one of the 1% that kind of wanted her to have a bigger role. I didn't want her to kill Thanos. Don't get me wrong. When I saw her fighting Thanos, I was like, oh no, this is how it's going to end.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if she at least did something like the thing she did was super cool. I think that was dope. That was a good way to put her in. But I feel like if she did something more than that, like maybe if she was in the beginning, like with all the women, like not with all the women running because she wasn't that, but like with like when they were like the Avengers Assemble scene, if they have some shots of her like destroying the Chitauri, destroying Emily Maw, that would be so cool.
Marvel missed out on a big opportunity for when Strange asks, "Is there anybody else for Loki to fall out of the sky?"
Oh my gosh, dude!
Imagine if they did that. Like, I understand why they didn't, because, bro, jumping to another topic, Loki created a new timeline, so we might have a standalone Loki movie.
I mean,
or it might go with the new Thor movie, because there has to be one more Thor movie. He has one more movie.
They're not gonna make a movie because he has his own series coming in Disney Plus, which I think that's probably setting it up, but. I was confused because the character posters that came out. I know these characters posters came out and they were like, it was like half of them were gray, half of them were colored, and all the colored were alive, all the gray were dead. And I was like, I was like thinking back to it like after the movie. I'm like, everyone who was gray, and here I'm gonna actually pull up the trailer or the poster real quick. Everyone who was gray was dead, right? Because obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But there were some people who were dead on the gray posters and never came back, which is kind of like a salty. Like Loki, he was one of the gray posters. So I'm like, how are they going to show him, but then not bring him back? You know what I mean? Also, Gamora. I don't count her timeline as her coming back because her and Chris Pratt, their interactions were the funniest, and I'm kind of mad that they didn't bring Gamora back somehow.
They couldn't. Like, how they couldn't bring Black Widow back? It's the same thing with Gamora. Because she was sacrificed for the Soul Stone.
True. But that's the only way they could bring Gamora back. And I'm just like, I don't like it because now she doesn't know who any of the Guardians are. Like, what's even the point? It's like not even the same. Like, it's like totally different that like you're not even interested.
There is this thing in the comic books that there's like a little bit of comic book knowledge that I have. I don't have a lot, but Star-Lord does use Mantis to brainwash most of his team into basically fighting with him. There is a point where he has Mantis brainwash Gamora, or like change her memory somewhat, alter it, to like him. So he could do the same thing in the movie where he had. I mean, we wouldn't know about it obviously, but he could have Mantis.
Well, as Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
As Guardians of the Galaxy. If they call it as Guardians of the Galaxy, that'd be so pog.
I'm flipping out. That'd be awesome. I hope they do.
Like that.
That's such a good opportunity.
Oh, wait a minute.
We're gonna have Thor in it.
Thor has one more movie. What if it says Guardians of the Galaxy?
Well, it could be because Thor is with the Guardians. If you didn't see, if you saw the end, he's on the ship. He's like, they were like having that little goofy interaction. Who the leader was.
Yeah, I saw that.
But that just definitely means that he's in the movie and he's ready to do whatever.
I think one of my favorite parts was when he was trying to get Mjolnir from the past, and his mom was like, sometimes it takes a second. That part, I don't know why, it just made me just die laughing.
He's like, I'm still worthy. It's so good. I like it. And
Noob Master 69.
What a guy. I want to meet this. Someone actually has that name on PlayStation, and if they do, I want to meet them.
Bro, there was this. My friend was playing Minecraft. He's gonna go on online server, so he tried putting Endgame spoilers as his name, but somebody already had "I Love You 3000." Somebody already had "Iron Man Dies." Like,
I bet. See, the thing is, I bet these people had their names there for like a long time without even knowing.
Yeah. Especially "I Love You 3000." Like, come on, that could have easily been.
I Love You 3000. That's so sad.
That part, like. I was already kind of tearing up when he was dying, and then I saw the hologram, but when he bends down to tell his kid, "I love you 3000, I cried.
But I'm just like sitting there like, how does he, if he's a hologram, how does he know she's, like, I'm like, I'm always like not like looking into the physics of movies because, it's a movie, like, obviously, but I'm always like, I wonder if he just kind of looked off in the distance and just said that,
He knew like the whole point. He knew he would have to sacrifice himself.
Oh yeah, because Mr. Strange was doing that little thing, and then he did like the one with his finger.
And he also, I'm pretty sure he also had the feeling throughout the entire movie that he was gonna have to do it, because if you think about it, him and Thanos are the only two, like, he's the only one actually directly connected with Thanos.
Yeah, because he's been in his head since the Battle of New York.
Yeah, so he could have known, because nobody else could have held the stones like Tony did. Even Hulk couldn't do it, and they release gamma radiation. It should have made him more powerful. But no, they burnt his arm to a crisp.
Yeah, Hulk, he couldn't even, like, talk. He was, like, so urged with pain. Hulk was like, and then snapped. But Tony literally had him in his hand. He was breathing, and then he just, I am Iron Man. You know? And I'm like, and I thought he was going to take it like a champ. I thought he was just going to get down, then he was going to stand right back up. I'm like, oh, what a battle. I thought he was going to take that like a champ, but he dies.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the realization of Peter Parker realizing that Tony's dying, or Tony died, is so sad if you watch it over again.
It is.
Because he's like, we won.
So
We won. Mr. Stark, we won. You won. We did it. And then he realized, he's fading away.
Bro, and then Pepper telling him he can rest. Oh
He
my
can rest.
god. Like,
He's
she
like,
knew. Hi, Katie. You want to say hi to the podcast?
What's your cat's name?
Rocco.
Rocco?
He's going to be in my lap for the rest of this podcast.
I was going to make a joke, but I forgot the name of the cat in Captain Marvel.
But yeah. So, yeah. And, like, even Thor, I don't think would have been able. Thor, maybe, because you can't be more. You technically, I don't know if it's still the case, but in the beginning they said you can't be mortal to wield the stones. Clearly that's false, because we've seen many mortals holding the stones. Hawkeye holds the Soul Stone, for fuck's sake.
I think it's because he basically, like, did it something so he could hold it. That's what I think happened there. Technically, Tony doesn't hold the stones; he wields them.
True.
And every time I saw someone grab a stone, I'm like, oh wait, they got a glove on. They're okay.
And him and Thanos are the only ones that have been able to control the power of it. Even though he died, you can still say he controlled the power of it.
Yeah.
Hulk,
It's not even that.
Hulk couldn't snap his fingers. Barely.
Yeah, because he's like, you know. And the thing about Red Skull holding the stone as well is he didn't just hold the stone with his glove hand. He got destroyed by it. He didn't barehand it. He held it with a glove.
True story.
Which is I thought he barehanded it, which so I'm like, all right, that's why he got clapped. But he glove handed it, and I'm like, well then how did, like, what's it called? How did Tony Stark do the same thing with the Tesseract if he didn't get sucked up?
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Okay, Rocco, you're gonna get kicked out.
And that's what makes me think that Tony Stark was a lot more than what we made him out to be. Same with Captain America. We had this whole argument about him always being worthy.
Yeah, let's
even
talk
though
about this.
The directors even said that he was worthy from the beginning. And I'm like, okay, how are you going to go against the director's word? Like, even if they are just putting out for fan speculation, it's not speculation if they actually, like, confirm it.
Rocco, hold on.
Whip Rocco for me.
You're not going to tear everything up in my room. Still.
Oh man, Rocco's causing some trouble.
So if you guys don't know, if you guys watched, because I know a lot of people probably haven't seen Age of Ultron because a lot of people didn't really pay attention to it, but there's a scene in Age of Ultron, again, a lot of people will know about it, a lot of people won't, where Hawkeye's making the joke where, oh, it's a hammer, you can easily lift it, the whole thing about being worthy is a joke. So then everybody tries to move it, and then it goes on Captain America, and he barely lifts it up. He doesn't lift it up, he moves it a little bit, a tiny bit for Thor to get scared. And a lot of people are like, oh, he can only move it that much because he didn't tell Bucky about his parents being dead. But the thing about the enchantment on the hammer is Odin
You
states...
can't move it at all.
Yeah. Odin states that if you are worthy, you will have the power of Thor and you will be able to wield /lift/use this hammer. If you are not worthy, you will not be able to do anything with the hammer. So maybe he can't control the Odin force because that's Thor's power, is the Odin force.
Yeah.
But he would be able to wield the hammer if he's worthy, and he could still channel stuff through it, but it'd be a lot harder for him to do it because he just started wielding the hammer. But since he moved it a little bit, that counts as being worthy enough to hold it.
And I'm saying, he said, like you said, you can't move it or do it at all. And I remember he was talking about he tries to move it, only moves it up a little bit. The thing about that is, you know how he said he was trying to protect him from his ego,
yeah.
and he was trying to protect him and not like ruin him. But like, what if like he wasn't like trying, like he was going like but he accidentally moves it over to the right like a tad bit, like if I could be like I can't pick up my phone, but actually like move it a little bit. It'd be like I can't move my phone, like, but he accidentally moves it like a slight, and that's how Thor knows. Oh crap, he's worthy. That's why his face goes, oh no. And then like when he laughs after like Captain America does it, because he's like, he's worthy, but he's just not doing it for some reason. He's like, that's why he's like such a fake laugh. And he's like, oh shoot, he's worthy,
Thor
but
knew.
he's actually protecting me.
Thor knew from the beginning that because Captain America is the most loyal, honest person you will ever fucking meet, and the only lie was the Bucky thing. But even then, he was protecting Tony, so it was for a good cause that he wasn't telling Tony. A lot of people are going to say different, but majority of the time he was telling Tony. And and Thor, he doesn't have a big one anymore, but in the beginning of his movies, he had one of the, I'd say you match Tony Stark with ego. He had one of the biggest fucking egos of the characters because he's technically a fucking god. So he thought, there's so much I can do. So he tries to be all high and mighty and powerful, and the fact that Captain America could lift this hammer kind of shows that he's not the only one that's super powerful.
Right. Yeah. Gods do have high egos.
Gods.
We can say, look at Ego. His ego was he had a big ego. Like, it's in the name.
Bro, I love that actor. I forget his name, but I love that fucking actor.
Favorite actor is Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. I have to say Ryan Reynolds is my favorite actor.
Yeah, it's a tie between Ryan Reynolds and Chris Pratt for me, actually. But I just love Chris Pratt. I love him in Parks and Rec, Jurassic World. He just has such good, funny movies. It's great.
For me, it has to be a tie between Chris Evans and Ryan Reynolds. I have to be honest. It's a tie between those two.
The thing is, I've never seen Chris Evans in any other movies.
True.
That's the only thing. Like, I'm like, yeah, Avengers is good, but if I want to like this actor, he's got to be in more than one movie. And it's just a coincidence that Chris Pratt is one of my favorite actors. If I could choose an actor that's not in the MCU, that is one of my favorite actors. Well, I'm counting Ryan Reynolds in the MCU because he's Deadpool. But if I would say I love Seth Rogen, he's a freaking amazing actor, and I just love him so much. And I'm just like, he's in so much movies. Like, he's in
he's funny,
Kung Fu Panda, dude. It's crazy. And Chris Pratt, I like him because not just because he's in Avengers or he's Guardians of the Galaxy. I love him in Jurassic World. I love him in Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec, dude. If you have not watched Parks and Rec, go watch it. It's so funny. It's like The Office. It's literally The Office, but like a park. That's literally all Parks and Rec is.
Have you seen what's the movie? Have you seen Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
I've not.
Watch that. That is the funniest fucking movie ever. Holy fuck.
I might have to.
Especially, it might be even more funny for me because I do work in a restaurant and it's about a restaurant.
Right.
It is the funniest shit ever. The shit they do in that movie is so... it's just...
so funny. I can imagine. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds. There's a couple other good actors in there.
Detective Pikachu is going to be such a good movie.
Have you seen Scary Movie?
Oh yeah.
You know the main chick?
Yeah.
She's in Waiting too.
Oh, she is?
Yeah. Like her and Ryan Reynolds kind of have a love-hate relationship in there, and it's
funny. That could be funny.
Yee, buddy. All right.
Do you have any more topics, or is just Endgame a topic?
No, we have a lot more topics. So,
I'd say let's move on to a different topic because we've been on this one for a little bit.
Hey! It's an interesting topic.
It's interesting, but for podcast reasons.
For podcast reasons, for those of you that don't like superheroes, we're gonna get into. We got 20 minutes left of this podcast. We're gonna make good on this 20 minutes. All right.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
So, Caleb, you said you were about to die 3 times. Explain those.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, I just took my temps test today, and I passed my temps test today.
What's that?
And
I don't know what
it's
that
a
is.
temporary license.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. In the state of Ohio, you have to have a temporary license with your parent or guardian that's over the age of 21 to drive legally. And now that I got my temps, I can drive legally with my mom or dad in the car, which is awesome.
So it's like a permit.
It's a permit, but
okay, yeah.
It's different wording here. Back down yonder. But I was like, okay. My mom's like, hey, you want to drive home now that you're allowed or it's legal? I'm like, sure. And we don't live in this place, but we're this place near Hilliard, that's what it's called. It's Hilliard. And it's about 30 minutes away from my house. So mom's like, here, let's drive. We don't have to take the highway. I know a bunch of back roads that we can take. Let's just go. I'm like, whew, all right. My heart's pounding out of my chest. Let's do it. Put the car in park. Turn around. I exit. I'm like, all right, this is smooth so far. I'm just driving around, just doing my normal stuff. And then we got to a roundabout, right? Where it's like the circle intersection, and we go, and my mom's like, just stay in your lane and be perfectly fine. Make sure you're watching for each side because they're not going to stop for you. Just turn right. I'm like, okay, I'm driving. Car's coming. My mom's like, all right, you need to slow down. I'm like, you just told me to stop. I stopped, and near a roundabout, and then people were honking, and I turned and I went out. My mom's like, you gotta stop and pay attention to all the people. I'm like, Mom, you just told me to go. And she's like, no, I didn't. I was like, okay, all right then. But that was scary. The second time I was driving, and we were at the stoplight, right? And we had to turn right at the next stoplight, which was just about maybe 1,000 feet in front of it, so not very far at all. So my mom's like, okay, you need to turn into the next lane. As we're coming, right next to the traffic light, I'm like, okay. I turn on my right signal, and I turn to the lane. And my mom's like, you need to watch behind you. And she's like, not right now. Don't turn right now. Or she's like, go in the lane. And I'm like, okay. I start turning. She's like, no, stop. And I almost crash in the guy in front of me. He honks at me. He kind of slows down a little bit, honks at me. He goes to the left of me, flicks me off, and drives in front of me. And we're like, okay. And my mom called him the asshole the whole ride home, which is kind of funny. And we literally were in front of him the whole time. And this car drove in front of him, and he gave the most sarcastic, he waved at him and then gave a thumbs up as a good job, kind of like a sarcastic thing. But that was an experience, and that was scary as fudge.
That sounds really scary. I remember when I first got my permit. Is the same thing for you, where you basically take a knowledge test?
Yeah, it was 40 questions, and if you got 10 incorrect, you lose.
Dang, yours is, for us, it's if we get, I think, 6 or 7 wrong.
How long is the test, though?
It stops as soon, I think it's, supposed to be 38, 35 questions, but if you don't get anything wrong, it stops at, 28.
Yeah, that's the same for us. Ours is a 30, or no, ours is a 40-question test. If you get 10 wrong, then it ends automatically. If you get 30 right, then it ends automatically.
How much did you get wrong?
3.
I think I got
3 wrong out of 30. I'm just so I took the same test on Saturday. I failed because I wasn't really trying. I failed when there was one question left, right? And it was something about insurance, and I had no idea what it was. So I just kind of got it wrong, failed the test, had to come back today, which I came back today and passed it.
Yeah, when I took my knowledge test, I passed mine the first time. What I did was I took at least, I want to say 12 different practice tests, an hour before I went in to take the real test.
I've taken maybe 2 or 3 practice tests, and it's been this whole month. I've been taking these this same practice test. I 100%ed it 3 times, and I went to take the test. I'm like, these are questions I've never seen before. Mom's like, go back to your practice test, and we'll come back Tuesday and see how you feel. I'm like, all right. I look on the same website. Apparently, that was only quiz 1 out of 5. I've only been taking quiz 1 like several times. So yesterday and today, I was grinding on tests 1 through 5, studied all of them, got them all right, 100% at all of them. So did really good today. So it was awesome.
That's dope, my dude. That's dope. Yeah, I think my permit expires in September. So my plan is I'm waiting till I'm 18 until I can get my license, because by the time I'm 18, I'm gonna have enough money to buy my own car.
Really? So wait, you don't have your license yet? When's the age you can get your license?
I can. What do you mean?
Like, when can you get your license? Can you like get it right now if you wanted to, or like go take your test right now if you wanted to, or just?
I need to do for that. I would need to do what's it called? I need to do
Driver's ed.
I need to do 3 behind the wheel classes. I've already done one of them. I hated it. They cost too much money, so I'm waiting till I'm 18.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? Literally, if you get all your tests done, like I'm 15 right now, and you're allowed to take your TEMS test at 15 and a half, which was back in March 1st, I think. And I'm like, okay, I'm like 2 months ahead or 2 months like late. And if I'm lucky, if I could take all my classes throughout the summer, take all my behind the wheel classes, I could have my license this November or December.
Do it.
That's what I'm going to do. And my dad has a car. My dad just bought a car recently, and my brother's been using his old car for a long time. And my brother just came home from college today. So I have 2 brothers. One of them that was in college, one of them was using my dad's car. And the one who was using it found his car because he got stolen, but he found it. And then the one who's home from college now can use that car whenever he wants.
That's sick.
And my dad's like, yeah, when your brother goes to college, which is going to be around August, whatever, and you get your license this winter or fall, if you get your license and that car's still there, use that car all you want. The car's yours.
That's fucking sick. Yeah, I have to
I'm
pay
like,
to buy my own. I think I have 2.2K saved up so far.
Are your parents helping you pay, or are they just making you pay by yourself?
Making me pay.
Dang. Well, me and my parents, they did from all my siblings. They're like, if you decide to make the conscious decision to save up and buy a car, we will take the money that you earn and we'll double it towards your car.
That's sick.
Meaning, if I save up 2K, they'll double it to 4K. If I save up 5K, they'll double it to 10K to buy a car. And I'm like, that's sweet.
That's honest. Like, I have a whole year because I'm trying to get 5K. It's gonna take me a year because I'm doing $100 per paycheck, so I can spend money on my other bills, and I also have money for myself. That way, and it works out too, because I'll be able to actually do that.
What bills do you have to pay?
Phone bill. If my internet goes over, I have to pay for my internet.
My parents pay for that for me, so I don't really have to worry about that.
Like, that's part.
I get about around $200, maybe $300 per paycheck. So if I maybe dedicate like $150 of all the paychecks I get, I'll be like at like maybe $1,000, maybe $2,000 in 2 months.
Yeah, I get like $250 on a good week, plus like $100 in tips.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is. Okay, next little section. This is a mandatory question I ask here. There's a couple of mandatory questions I ask on the podcast. How do you feel about the current state of Call of Duty Zombies?
So if we're talking about Black Ops 4 right now, I feel like has no like things surrounding it, meaning no hype, nothing to build up to it. And that's why I think the problem with Black Ops 4 is, if the thing I loved about Black Ops 3 is almost every single day you were excited for something. You were pumped for something, except for like when a map came out, you were excited to play it. But I feel like Black Ops 4 does not have that same effect. Like, I feel like whenever I stream late at night, I'm always like, should I play Black Ops 4? What game am I going to play in Black Ops 4? Oh, a Gauntlet? Why not, you know?
Yeah, and a lot of people have been talking about, like, I feel the same way. A lot of people have been, like, when Ancient Evil came out, that's all anybody talked about. Ancient Evil's lifespan was
and it's all they are going to talk about.
It was for about 2 weeks. That's how long, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter. But now, like, it's dead again. We don't have anything to keep us into playing it besides this charity event right here, which is going to be happening from, I believe, June 28th through July 5th.
June 28th through July 5th.
And
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
make sure you guys tune in. Buy my merch, buy Zazu's merch. All of the proceeds will go into the charity. If you do buy from the Zombies for Charity collection on my shop, all of it will go towards it. If you buy from my Lad Legion collection, I will be doing 50% of that to the charity because it is a different collection. It's for a different thing. But yeah.
So I don't know if you knew this, but Zazu is actually hosting these kind of poll donation kind of things on his charity thing. So on tiltify.com / @Zazu for the win / Kodzi charity / polls, you can donate to whatever poll you like the most. And one of the polls is, who are you rooting for? Team with the most donations towards the poll gets certain amount of points added to the final score. So the selection is Team Cronorium / Team of the Undead, which you should definitely do that for. Team Scorpion versus Team Scorpion and Team Soul Survivors, or Team No Thumbs Crew and Team Sinatra.
Sinatra's Raygun's team, right?
I think so.
Dude, if only we had the Go Rod fucking Raiders, but nah, it couldn't work out.
Oh, Raiders couldn't work out. Wait, can you not get enough people?
No, I had a full team, but nobody could stream it.
Really? Who is your team?
It's a bunch of people. If for the Easter egg things, we would have destroyed it because it's 3 people that I've done every single Easter egg with. This guy named Squash the Cat, this guy named the Devil Souls, and this guy named Wolf.
Team of the Undead is pretty big. It's pretty like disconnected right now because Umbra made a team not yesterday, but he made a team like a couple weeks ago called Team Resurrected, which is just Team of the Undead and Team of the Dead like combined. It's just me, Umbra, Xbox, Carrickson, and Darkle. And I was talking to Zazu, and I'm like, so say I have to go to work or something. Could Darkle step in for me since he was in Team of the Dead? Could he step in for me and just be like, yeah, we're part of it. We're all part of a team. Like maybe be like a bench player. And I don't know if he's responded to that yet or not, or if I have to talk to him more. But I feel like that'd be cool.
That was something I was afraid of because if somebody from my team decided they were going to have to go MIA, my team would have been fucked. We wouldn't have been able to compete.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, so like we had this happen in Blood of the Dead Easter egg. The speedrun Blood of the Dead Easter egg for the winter charity, or not the winter charity, just the winter tournament event. What's it called? I had to go to work. I told them I had to go to work. I'm like, yeah, I have to go to work at 5, which kind of stinks. And they're like, okay, we could probably do the challenges without you until you get back. And it was Umbra and KRXN for the Blood of the Dead Easter egg. And sadly enough, Umbra got disconnected mid-Easter egg, so it was just KRXN and Xbox. Luckily, they completed it, so we didn't get a DNF, because they're lads. But I'll say if I was in that team, it probably would not have happened.
Yeah.
And also, right after that game, KRXN had to get off because he's in the UK, so when I got home, it was 11 o'clock, which is right when they finished the challenge. So to him, it was maybe 8, 9, 10 in the morning, and he hasn't slept yet, and he literally was up all night doing this tournament. He was up all night playing it because that was our time, and he had to go. So it was just me, Umbra, Xbox, and Mr. E Drinkwater to finish the classified and the Voyage of the Dead Easter. Not Voyage of the
Imagine if MC Sport Hawk offered to host this event.
I'd be crazy. I mean, who would we replace though? Who would we have to be a dirtbag to?
Perka?
If Legend or Perka don't step down, then we have to be like, all right, Perka, you're out.
I feel like he'd be okay with that. I feel like they wouldn't even be mad if that was the case.
I feel like I wouldn't want, if we were to kick someone out, we would have to at least add them to a team.
Yeah.
If we were going to kick Perka out, he would probably be part of Team Cronorium or something like that, just like a bench character.
Yeah.
Or a bench team. Which is what I was trying to do with Legend, because he could be our bench character because he's a host. But if we have someone leave, he could be our bench character. But no, that did not end up well. Because he doesn't have a PS4, so.
Yeah. I could, for me, I could be in 2 teams. Well, not really because I don't have BO4 on my PS4. But if I did, I could be a bench player for 2 teams. My problem is scheduling because if I work that day, I'm not going to be able to.
I don't think they would allow 2 people on one team or 1 person on 2 teams, because that's just be kind of like, oh, Team of the Undead didn't win, but Team Crenorium won. Ah, you're still a winner. I think that would just be kind of a problem. So I'd just be like, maybe 1 person per team, just with bench characters that just can't like be on other teams.
Yeah. Well,
just make it fair.
Last question. This is a question that I ended the Turbo podcast with. I forgot who else I ended this podcast with. But this is, I think I did it with Zazu too. The most important question. Origins or Drak?
Now, depends where you look at it. If we're talking about like story standpoint, Origins, 100%.
Yes,
if we're talking about gameplay, probably give that one to Drak. Because what's it called? The thing, I love Origins, and I'd say, I wouldn't say Drak would win. I'd say it's 100% a tie, because I can't decide on both, because they both have like their really unique like style of gameplay. Like the gravity is very unique and innovative. The portals going to the ether is a very, very innovative and pretty cool. I just think literally, if you think about it, Drak and Origins,
same thing.
Literally is a copy paste.
Yep.
Literally is a copy paste. And I know people are gonna get mad and be like, "Oh my gosh, it's not. There's so much different stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. There is different stuff in it, but take a look at it. The moon blows up.
Yep.
What? We saw that in Moon. The Earth blew up. That's just kind of lost its like pizzazz, because it's not as big. It's the moon. Who cares? Like, there's only one little base on it, and just Doctor, what's it, Schuster? Just
Doctor Strange is connected to.
Shut that fact. But from Origins, literally, you send a drone up into a bunch of clouds, and we see Samantha for the first time, and we see Edward. And story standpoint, that was crazy, because that was actually the first time we've gotten a cutscene before at the end of a game.
Yep.
It's the first time we've seen animated cutscenes, which no one was expecting, which is crazy. And at the story standpoint, that is huge. Literally, if you go back, everything you see in that cutscene is like a foreshadow of everything that happens before. Like, make sure the windows are locked before you come down to the basement, because he's activating the portal. What's it called? But thing about Drak, literally,
the gameplay for that is so clean.
The story at the end, the cutscene for Drak is, and I would say, the worst cutscene, I think, out of all 4 maps that we got.
I can give you that. I'll give you that.
Because literally, all it is he, and you can go back and see this, he says the exact same thing that he says in the intro cutscene. Oh, this wasn't how it's supposed to go.
Yep.
We're supposed to be in here in and out clean. But the whole thing's been one disaster after another. Should never trust you, Toffa, never. He literally says the exact same thing in the intro cutscene. I'm just like, okay, that's kind of lazy. He should have said something more. Should have done stuff like saying, "Oh, it should be me who does it." Literally, is the last thing he says. And then he kills him. What to do? He didn't even kill him in a cool way. I wish they would have like killed Dempsey in a way than just, oh, pull the plug, you're dead. Like, Dempsey should have been dead in a better way. And I think that was the cutscene. But Origins, I'd say, is the best Easter egg that we've gotten in Black Ops 2. That is a stretch, because we had like Mob of the Dead and Buried and all those great maps in BO2, but I'd say the Origins cutscene was the best cutscene we have in BO2.
The Drak boss fight is one of the best boss fights. Don't at me.
I'm thinking about other boss fights.
Not comparing it to BO4, because BO4 has a ton of boss fights.
BO4's boss fights don't compare to this one, because BO4 is a completely different concept. It's just different stuff. I'd say the only thing we could probably compare from BO4 is Blood of the Dead, because it's Ether. I'm only thinking about Ether here. I'm not thinking about Chaos.
Yeah. The
but I would say
Blood of the Dead's boss fight is so nice. I'm not gonna lie, I love that boss fight.
Yeah, it's so easy. That's why I like it. But the only boss fight that could compare to Drak, and honestly, I think is probably better than Drak's boss fight, and not at its current state now because it's broken, but Gerard Crovey. If you don't say, like, Horizon Shock's boss fight is pretty cool because, whoa, it's a giant keeper. Like, you're running around in circles, getting chased by panzers. Like, holy crap, what is happening? But in Gorod, that dragon that you've been kind of with this whole time, oh, yeah, you gotta kill him now. And then you're like, oh, here you go, Rick Nikolai, I'm helping you out. Nikolai, no soldiers! Freaking,
You guys thought I was good guy. No, yeah.
You thought I was good guy, but I really not. And you're like, oh, okay, good talk. And then you have the cool mech boss, the cool boss fight with the giant mech. And the only problem I have with that is it's a copy paste from Nightmares mode.
Yeah.
But other than that, the boss fight is crazy. You're going through all these emotions. You're like, oh man, the cutscene was probably the saddest cutscene we got out of any other cutscene we had, because literally he talked about his wife, and when the bombs fell, then he murked him with a KRM. But
yeah, all right,
it was crazy. I'd say, from all the standpoints of Origins versus Horizon Shock,
tied.
It's a big fat tie.
You know, I have to agree with that, and unfortunately, we do not have any more time left on this podcast. It has been an hour. Try to cut it off on there. But, yeah, this podcast was very interesting. Thank you, Caleb, for coming on to the podcast.
Sir.
Make sure you guys do subscribe to him. His link will be in the description below, along with the Zombies for Charity merch, Wounded Warrior Project, all that good stuff. Make sure you guys...
Vote for Team of the Undead and Team Grenorium.
Do not vote for them. But make sure you guys do like the video.
You're not even a part of a team.
Make sure you guys subscribe to both of us, and yeah, we will see you. Caleb surprisingly isn't the first one to say they'll come hunt you down if you don't subscribe to me. Turbo and Zaz just said it, but
if you don't subscribe to Brad, I will come to your house, pull your pants down, and rape you.
Jesus Christ! All right, see you guys in the next podcast. It's been fun.
See you boys.